am Dominus Cinephile.
Welcome to my movie and TV series reviews, where I will provide honest opinions of the latest releases. If the movie or TV series is a hit or a miss, be sure to know I will inform you. But if the movie or series is trash, be also sure to know that I will trash the hell out of the movie. I am Dominus Cinephile.
And the movie on the review table today is the Hollywood film Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Mission Impossible. The Final Reckoning is a 2025 American action spy thriller directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who co-wrote the screenplay with Erik Jendresen. As the explosive sequel to Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, 2023. This film marks the 8th and final chapter in the legendary Mission Impossible franchise. Tom Cruise returns as the relentless IMF agent Ethan Hunt, delivering a high-octane performance alongside Hayley Atwell, Ving Rhames, Simon Pegg, Henry Czerny, Angela Bassett, and Esai Morales, all reprising their roles in this cinematic showdown. Picking up 2 months after the events of Dead Reckoning Part 1, Hunt and Grace are on the trail of Gabriel, once the primary human proxy of a rogue artificial intelligence known only as the Entity. But the tables turn when Gabriel captures them and reveals the Entity has discarded him for his failure. Now, forced into a desperate mission, Ethan must recover the mysterious Rabbit's Foot, a powerful core module aboard a sunken Russian submarine, before Gabriel can seize it and gain control of the AI's source code. With help from Benji Dunn, rogue agent Paris, and CIA operative Theo Degas, Ethan uncovers a chilling vision: a nuclear apocalypse orchestrated by the Entity. As the AI moves to secure its physical survival in a fortified South African digital bunker, humanity stands on the brink of annihilation. With the fate of the world hanging by a thread, Ethan Hunt faces his deadliest mission yet. The clock is ticking, the enemy is no longer human, and Ethan must run one final time, not just to complete the mission, but to stop the end of the world. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning had its world premiere in Tokyo on May 5th, 2025, before launching into theaters worldwide on May 23rd via Paramount Pictures. With a colossal production budget of $400 million, industry analysts projected that the film would need to generate close to $1 billion globally to break even, and it's off to a blazing start. On opening day, the film pulled in a staggering $24.8 million, including $8.3 million from Thursday night previews, setting a new franchise record for opening day earnings. It went on to dominate the box office with a $64 million debut over the standard 3-day weekend and soared to $77.5 million over the 4-day Memorial Day weekend in the US, marking the strongest domestic opening in Mission Impossible history. As of May 27th, 2025, the film has amassed approximately $204 million worldwide, including $77 million from the United States and Canada. These numbers not only validate the film's massive pre-release hype, but also establish The Final Reckoning as the most powerful opening in the franchise's nearly 3-decade run. Collectively, the Mission Impossible series has now grossed over $4.35 billion globally across 8 films, cementing its legacy as one of the most successful and enduring action franchises in cinema history. With momentum at full throttle, the film's upcoming release in China on May 30th is expected to further fuel its global box office dominance. If the current trajectory holds, The Final Reckoning could not only surpass expectations, it may redefine them. Without wasting a second, let's dive straight into this review to break down whether Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning delivers the explosive farewell fans have been waiting for. Is Tom Cruise's final run as Ethan Hunt the high-stakes, high-octane spectacle we were promised? Or does the franchise's swan song fall short of the legendary hype that surrounds it? Going into this film, I won't pretend I didn't have sky-high expectations. This is Mission Impossible, after all. And when you know Tom Cruise is risking life and limb yet again with death-defying stunts, you expect nothing less than cinematic madness. Clocking in at just under 3 hours, the film opens with a surprisingly sluggish first act. The pacing stumbles hard out of the gate, weighed down by constant callbacks to earlier entries in the series. From repeated flashbacks to near-exhaustive references, the film gets tangled in its own legacy, making the first hour feel like a slow crawl through a franchise museum rather than a pulse-pounding spy thriller. But thankfully, once the film shakes off the nostalgia overload, the middle act finally hits its stride. The action ramps up, the tension returns, and the movie begins to feel like a Mission Impossible film again. Fast, slick, and relentless. The adrenaline kicks in, and from there, it barely lets up. From the moment ethanhunt and Grace launch their high-stakes pursuit of Gabriel, the film shifts into full gear. The cat-and-mouse tension, globe-trotting espionage, and jaw-dropping set pieces we've come to expect from the franchise are dialed up with brutal intensity. Gabriel, once the entity's most trusted proxy, turns rogue after being abandoned by the AI, and it's this betrayal that sets the plot on fire. Let's dig into the signature death-defying stunt in Mission Impossible, the final reckoning, particularly the now infamous plane scene, and how it reinforces the legacy of Mission Impossible as the gold standard for practical stunts in modern action cinema. No Mission Impossible film is complete without a jaw-dropping, logic-defying, gravity-snubbing stunt, and the final reckoning doesn't disappoint. If you thought Tom Cruise had done it all, think again. In this installment, the centerpiece is an absolutely insane mid-air plane stunt that leaves you gripping your seat and questioning Cruise's mortality. Again. The scene in question involves ethanhunt boarding a cargo plane mid-flight from another plane. No green screens, no CGI fakery, just Tom Cruise strapped to the wing of one aircraft, jumping across open sky onto another, thousands of feet above ground. It's the kind of moment that has become synonymous with the franchise, and the kind of madness only Cruise would insist on doing for real. Director Christopher McQuarrie and Cruise spent months prepping this stunt. They didn't just plan it on storyboards, they rehearsed it at altitude. Cruise underwent extensive flight and skydiving training, pushing the limits of what's humanly possible. The logistics were staggering. Custom aircraft modifications, specialized camera rigs, and aviation choreography so precise it could rival a military operation. What makes the scene truly breathtaking isn't just the spectacle, it's how real it feels. You can see the wind tearing at Cruise's face. You can hear the engines roaring. There's no digital gloss to hide behind. The sheer authenticity of the moment hits you like a gut punch. It's cinema at its most visceral. And that's the heart of what Mission Impossible has become. Since Ghost Protocol, when Cruise famously scaled the Burj Khalifa, these death-defying stunts have evolved from marketing gimmicks to a defining language of the franchise. They're not just thrills, they're statements. Proof that Cruise, McQuarrie, and their team are committed to doing what no one else in Hollywood dares to try anymore. Real action, real danger, real filmmaking. With each entry, the stakes have risen. From hanging off the side of a flying A400M in Rogue Nation to the Halo jump in Fallout, and now leaping between planes at 15,000 feet. The final reckoning pushes the boundary even further. It's not just a tradition, it's a challenge. One the filmmakers keep answering with fearless intensity. If the airborne plane stunt was about spectacle and scale, the sunken submarine sequence was about claustrophobia, tension, and raw survival. Set deep beneath the ocean surface inside the wreckage of the Russian submarine Sevastopol, This scene combines the nerve-rattling pressure of deep-sea peril with classic Mission Impossible infiltration tactics. But with one crucial twist, there's no CGI fakery here either. The sequence follows Ethan Hunt as he plunges into the dark, icy depths to retrieve the core module, the Rabbit's Foot, a mysterious device tied to controlling the entity's source code. With only minutes of oxygen, no margin for error, and the crushing silence of the deep pressing in on all sides, the scene channels the kind of white-knuckle intensity usually reserved for full-blown disaster films. Filming underwater is notoriously difficult, even for seasoned crews. Visibility, lighting, communication, buoyancy control. Everything becomes exponentially more complicated. Add in practical set pieces, simulated wreckage, camera choreography, and the physical demands of the actors holding their breath while performing action. And you have a logistical nightmare. But somehow, Tom Cruise made it look effortless. True to form, Cruise did extensive underwater training, working with freediving experts to learn how to hold his breath for minutes at a time. A technique he first used in Mission Impossible, Rogue Nation, for that infamous underwater vault heist. In the final reckoning, he pushes those limits further, navigating the submerged wreck in real time. No cuts, no fakes. You see him struggling against the rising panic, his movements slow and deliberate, his expressions genuine. The danger feels real because it was. McQuarrie and the stunt team constructed large-scale underwater sets in massive water tanks, using custom-built lighting rigs to mimic the eerie glow of the deep sea. Specialized underwater drones captured the action with crystal clarity, ensuring every gasp and lurch of movement told part of the story. What makes the sequence even more remarkable is how intimate it feels despite its scale. It's not just about danger. It's about Ethan Hunt alone in the abyss, staring down the weight of the mission and the crushing inevitability of his own sacrifice. In that moment, it's not about heroism, it's about survival. And once again, Cruise sells it with unwavering intensity. This is the genius of Mission Impossible at work, blending real danger with real emotion, and using stunt work not just as visual candy, but as a storytelling device. Visually, Mission Impossible. The Final Reckoning is nothing short of cinematic warfare. The cinematography is kinetic, immersive, and ruthlessly precise. From sweeping aerial shots that capture the dizzying scale of the action, to tight, suffocating close-ups that ratchet up the tension, every frame is designed to pull you into the chaos. Cinematographer Fraser Taggart paints with fire, steel, and adrenaline, and the results are glorious. But let's talk about the script. No, this isn't Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. The dialogue doesn't dwell on philosophical monologues or Shakespearean flourishes. You won't find Hunt quoting Nietzsche while defusing a bomb. What you will find is a lean, stripped-down script that knows exactly what it is: a vessel for action, tension, betrayal, and survival. It doesn't waste time on filler. It gives you just enough to care, just enough to understand, and then throws you headfirst into the fire. The strength of the writing lies in what's not said, in the loaded glances, the split-second decisions, the unspoken bonds between characters forged through fire and fear. The film doesn't preach, it punches. And for a franchise built on action, momentum, and danger, that's exactly how it should be. So if you came looking for eloquent soliloquies and BBC-style drawing room drama, let me save you the trouble. Mission Impossible isn't Downton Abbey. If you're expecting finely polished Oxford English and afternoon tea with metaphors, you're in the wrong damn theatre. This is blood, sweat, velocity, and grit. It's cinema built on motion, muscle, and madness, not manners. Now buckle up, because Ethan Hunt isn't here to talk. He's here to run. Let's talk about actors' performances, starting with the undeniable engine of this franchise, Tom Cruise. There is no Mission Impossible without him. nearly 30 years since he first lit the fuse, Cruise isn't just playing Ethan Hunt. He is Ethan Hunt. His dedication to the role and to the art of cinema is unmatched. Once again, he delivers a performance that's not just physically punishing, but emotionally charged. A perfect blend of raw grit, razor-sharp intensity, and quiet vulnerability. This time, there's a heaviness in Ethan, the burden of decades spent running headfirst into danger. But layered beneath the exhaustion is a man with a furious resolve, a relentless will to finish what he started. Cruise doesn't just act it, he lives it. Whether he's free-falling between aircraft, navigating the pitch-black corridors of a sunken submarine, or staring down the ghost of every mission he's ever taken, he owns the screen with unflinching authority. And let's not forget his often overlooked comedic timing. Even with the world crumbling around him, Cruise gives Hunt just enough wit and charm to remind us that he's human, just barely. This isn't just another performance. It's a masterclass in commitment, and Cruise plays it like he knows the curtain's about to fall, with every ounce of fire left in him. Esai Morales delivers a chilling performance as Gabriel, a villain who doesn't just threaten Ethan Hunt, he haunts him. With quiet menace and unnerving calm, Morales brings a spiritual, almost apocalyptic intensity to the role. He's not your typical bad guy. He's methodical, philosophical, and terrifyingly precise. The perfect human proxy for an emotionless AI force. Every time he's on screen, you feel the danger shift gears. He's not here to blow up the world. He's here to reshape it, and that's far more unsettling. As for the supporting cast, they all bring solid weight and presence. Hayley Atwell's grace is a standout, evolving from a reluctant thief to a fiercely capable IMF asset. She brings depth, vulnerability, and sharp instincts that make her more than just a sidekick. She's a force in her own right. Simon Pegg and Ving Rhames continue to be the emotional backbone of the team. Pegg's Benji delivers the tech brilliance and comic relief with perfect timing, while Rhames' Luther grounds the film with wisdom and gravitas. Their chemistry with Cruise remains one of the franchise's quiet superpowers. Angela Bassett and Henry Czerny return with the authority and presence their roles demand, anchoring the film's more cerebral, strategic stakes. They remind us that behind all the stunts and chaos, this is still a high-stakes spy game, one that demands loyalty, trust, and sacrifice. Beyond the film's excellent cast performances, what truly elevates The Final Reckoning is its thematic boldness. This isn't just a race against time, it's a battle against a faceless, formless enemy. An artificial intelligence that sees humanity as expendable. The entity isn't your typical villain. It's a terrifying force of evolution, logic, and annihilation. And the film isn't afraid to ask big questions. What happens when information becomes weaponized? What is our place in a world ruled by code, not conscience? In summary, Mission Impossible. The Final Reckoning is an action-packed spectacle that delivers exactly what it promises. High-stakes thrills, jaw-dropping stunts, and an emotionally grounded finale to one of cinema's most relentless franchises. Tom Cruise, once again, gives everything, body, soul, and sanity, in a role that has defined his career. This isn't just another action movie for him, it's a personal farewell tour wrapped in fire, fury, and fearlessness. His performance is commanding, relentless, and deeply human, the kind of send-off that cements his legacy as one of the greatest action stars to ever do it. Director Christopher McQuarrie orchestrates the chaos with surgical precision. From submarine dread to aerial insanity, his eye for tension, pacing, and sheer scale elevates every sequence. The film may not boast layered dialogue or intricate character soliloquies, but what it lacks in verbal poetry, it makes up for in sheer cinematic force. This is a film that knows what it is. Unapologetically bold, aggressively paced, and built for the big screen. It's a fitting, explosive end to Cruise's run as Ethan Hunt. If this truly is his last dance, he's going out with a bang, not a whimper. And now for my rating. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, scores an outstanding 8 out of 10. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and share this video. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and click on the bell icon for notifications. Also, be sure to follow me on TikTok, WhatsApp channel, and Instagram at Domino's Cinephile for more movie and TV series reviews. Domino's Cinephile signing out.